Namaskar, this is Akhilesh Bhargav. Welcome to Tit-Bits on Business and Finance with me. The law of the land seems to be finally catching up with Mr. P. Chidambaram, senior Congress leader and former finance minister and former Home Minister of India. He has been facing charges, criminal charges in two cases, which is of SL Maxis and INX Media. In the INX Media case, he has been granted bail by courts for over a year. But yesterday, it was a dead end for him. The Delhi High Court yesterday rejected his anticipatory bail plea in the INX Media case, in which case the CBI has been wanting to arrest him and question him. The judge yesterday said that it's a classic case of money laundering in which Mr. Chidambaram is involved, and he said that he is a kingpin and a key conspirator. And the charges in that case, the gravity of the offence is so serious and his replies have been so evasive that bail cannot be granted to him. Thus, for over a year, Mr. Chidambaram, because of his legal acumen, expertise, resources and experience, has been managed to dodge the law. But yesterday, it was a dead end. It was not his day. The judge also refused to give any time to go in appeal before the Supreme Court, such that he could be arrested immediately. And that's what happened. Within a few hours of the judgment being pronounced by the Delhi High Court, the teams from CBI and ED reached his Delhi residence to arrest him, only to find that he is gone and hiding. In other words, at the moment, he's been absconding. As expected, a crack team of lawyers headed by Kapil Sibal and Salman Khurshid approached the Supreme Court today with a petition to grant him bail. The petition was found to be defective, and the three-member bench hearing his case said that this case must be listed for hearing before the Chief Justice of India, who happened to be busy all day hearing the case of Ayodhya Ram Mandir, and thus no respite for Mr. Chidambaram today, and he continues to be in hiding. The contention of Mr. Chidambaram's lawyers is that he is a person of impeccable record and impeccable background, and there is no fear of him escaping justice, and thus there is no need to arrest him. The CBI lawyers, of course, say that this is a case of monumental magnitude of crime and money laundering, and he needs to be arrested. Bail cannot be granted to him. The case has been fixed for hearing before the Supreme Court on Friday, and let's see what comes out of the Supreme Court. Before we get into all that, we need to understand what are the charges against Mr. Chidambaram. He faces charges in two cases at the moment: the SL Maxis case and the INX Media case. In the SL Maxis case, which pertains to the year 2006, the allegations are that he illegally, by misuse of power and by blatant misuse of his authority, he gave approval to an investment which he could not have given. Maxis of Malaysia was to invest 3,500 crores in Aircel. That foreign investment needed the approval of the Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs and the Cabinet Committee on Security as per the regulation of that point of time. And it was very likely that such an approval would not come because the sector was sensitive and the investment also came from a country which is subject to higher due diligence. In order to bypass the law, Mr. Chidambaram gave an approval to the investment by the FIPB, a body headed by him in his capacity as the finance minister. The FIPB could have approved investments only up to 600 crores, and this was an investment of 3,500 crores. He yet approved it. And in order to ensure that no suspicion is raised or no eyebrows are raised, that investment of 3,500 crores was shown by the FIPB to be an investment of a mere 185 crores, and an approval was granted. And in this criminal act, collusion came of his officers of the finance ministry, which included Ashok Chawla, the then finance secretary. This case was spotted by the CBI in 2011 itself, and an FIR was registered against Mr. Chidambaram at a time when he was a senior minister in the Manmohan Singh cabinet. The Supreme Court at that point of time even refused to quash the FIR, and since then, because of his expertise, his legal acumen, Mr. Chidambaram has managed to evade arrest, even though he sought to be questioned, and as the CBI says, his replies have been evasive. That is the ASL Maxis case, wherein he misused his authority very blatantly. The next case is of the INX Media case, and that surfaced in 2017 by virtue of a confession given by Indrani and Peter Mukherjee, both of whom are languishing at the moment in a Mumbai jail. In this case, the FIPB headed by Mr. Chidambaram gave approval to a foreign investment of a mere 4.62 crores. That investment was to come in INX Media. Against that approval of a mere 4.62 crores, what came in was a huge investment of 350 crores. Not only was the investment much more than what was permitted, it was also invested in sectors which were illegal. That investment could not have gone in those sectors, and it yet did take place. In order to condone this crime, in order to regularize this violation, the Mukherjees enlisted the services of Kranti Chidambaram, and for a price, they paid a huge consultancy fees to Kranti Chidambaram's companies. This entire violation was regularized and no action took place. These are the two cases that he faces, and in the INX Media case yesterday, he was not granted bail by the Delhi High Court. There are actually a couple of more cases in the pipeline if we go by the turn of events that are taking place. In a writ petition that was decided by the Bombay High Court last year in the NDTV case, certain allegations emerged out of a note that was handed over by KPS Gill, the super cop, to the Bombay High Court. The note says that as per the secret records of the CBDT, it has been found out that Mr. Chidambaram received a sum of 5,000 crores in the 2G scam. It also says that he was paid 1,200 crores in the Enron scam. And this money, KPS Gill alleges, on the basis of a secret note, a secret file of CBDT, this money was laundered and made clean through the NDTV group. This is yet another case under investigation. We don't know whether it has caught traction. One more case that might come up has to do with Praful Patel's questioning by the Enforcement Directorate a couple of weeks ago. Mr. Praful Patel was being questioned by the ED, by the ED and the CBI in respect of purchase of 111 aircraft by Air India for a sum of over 70,000 crores at a time when Praful Patel was the Civil Aviation Minister. Mr. Patel said that that approval was given by a committee headed by Mr. Chidambaram, and thus he needs to be questioned. That's yet another case brewing against him. So here are cases, serious cases that are there with charges, very serious charges against Mr. Chidambaram. According to us, the law of the land must take its course as it is meant to be. The law of the land must be withheld, even if the charges are against a very senior leader who was a finance minister and home minister of India. A lawyer says that in matters of crime, jail is an exception, bail is a rule. According to us, when it pertains to a senior leader who was in power and who was a finance minister and home minister of India, it should be reversed. Bail should be the exception, jail should be the rule if it is found out that he is guilty. Thus, criminal agencies need to take the investigation to their logical course. But according to us, this comes with a caveat. The procedures adopted by the criminal agencies must be uniformly applied, whether they pertain to a politician of the ruling party or they pertain to a politician from the opposition party. So Mr. Chidambaram cannot be discriminated or victimized. The law of the land should apply as it applies to everybody uniformly. And if thereafter he is found to be guilty, then punishment must be meted out the way it would be meted out to anybody and everybody under the law. The case is meant for hearing on Friday. Let us see whether he gets bail, and let us see then how does the investigation proceed. This is Akhilesh Bhargav signing off till we meet again. Namaskar.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel.